Hi, and welcome back. Appreciate my supporters as well as those who come to view my videos. This is your fellow MS Windows tips and tricks coach, and just want to show you that I actually appreciate those who have subscribed. Do click the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up if you like the video. And also press the notification key for upcoming videos. So we have opportunity and you actually have interest, as I'm going to be producing more of these kinds of videos. Don't forget to actually like and subscribe and hit notification when you'd like. Today I'm actually going to be doing a short video, probably about, 10-15 minutes long. I'll show you how actually you can install Chrome on a computer. This computer, virtual as it is, does not have Chrome. So I got Internet Explorer or Edge on here already. And I'm just going to type in Chrome. You can actually go to the site and do a download of it to the computer. It may look slightly different than other versions, but just click on that button right there and it should load up. For some reason, if it does not work, you can always actually get out of this Internet Explorer or try to download direction instead. My videos are not exactly completely flawless. So this page actually shows it's not working very well here, so I'm going to use Edge, see if I can load up instead that way. Sound will be sounding a bit choppy, probably because of performance, but I wouldn't let that bother me too much. As you can see, it does open a new tab for me for Chrome. At least now I might be able to do the actual download of it. The idea is actually it starts to retrieve the file, which I need to find to make sure I can track it down. So I clicked on the three dots in Edge, looking at downloads. Not been retrieved yet, so try it again. And it does have these notifications. I choose, in my case, not to allow it to track. I'll accept and install. And now it's initiating the download, which, as you can tell, goes quite quickly, as it should. Once it completes, the pause button will go away, and let's open the file. I click on it one time. And get out of Edge. Since now this is downloading. It should go quite quickly. Chrome is usually the most favored browser, aside from Windows Edge. There are a few others also that are known. If you're more concerned about security, you can also use Brave or Opera, which is available. Also, both of those are free downloads. If you have more secure browsing, another one is also available is Firefox. I will set this browser as my default, and Google comes up. Settings will come up that way as well for when I choose as my default browser. So when that comes up, you scroll down, click on the icon, and then I select Google Chrome to be my actual default. So now you can see from settings, it automatically comes up from Windows 10. As far as emailing, one has not been chosen yet. But in later videos, I do happen to have actually a file which I can probably retrieve from my computer to put in here to have the Office and have this to be Outlook or whatever emailing program you prefer to use. It can even be from the browser like Chrome or the Windows Mail. Even Edge is available. I'll do that in a future video. So now I have this all complete. I'm just gonna get out of this because it always likes to have things actually set up. So now I'm on the main page for Google Chrome. That's one trick I wanted to show. Another thing that you may not be aware is that the icon down below on the taskbar, if you right click on the icon, gives you the ability to be able to then pin it to the taskbar. And if you're not certain if it is, right click again, and you'll see it's going to confirm that it is pinned. It's just going to offer to unpin it. These icons also can be drug on the taskbar. And you can even remove, like say, the Microsoft Store by unpinning it. This icon here is usually labeled as File Explorer. To minimize Chrome, get back on the desktop. You right click on the desktop and open area. You can also change your view of the icons. It's set to medium automatically, make it small. You can also do, by clicking again, to auto arrange your icons. That'll just mean it will organize them in a vertical, alphabetical direction, usually. Or you can just do a sort by name or by type. It will actually align those icons. Okay, so if you have questions or concerns, or I try to go slow enough to actually see how these things are done, again, do subscribe and like my video. Another area itself, if you have not actually generated a Gmail account, you can do that by clicking on Gmail from Chrome, and you can create a brand new account if you don't already have one. They give you options to choose if it's personal use for a child or work or business. If you do personal use, you'll see a form that will come up asking for your name. Now in the past, this actually has been more by invitation back in the early 2000s. Another thing I wanted you to see, this does not have the home button on the Chrome, but that can be changed. So I'm going to dismiss this about this new look, and I click on the three dots on the far right, just below the X of the window, and then you can go to settings, scrolling down a bit, second last option. This is for Chrome itself. So you can actually, like it's already got the cursor flashing there in search. Best tap or type in home. Then you'll see that will actually offer you can turn on the home button. as well as bookmark bar, which is not showing. Can't see anything in there because there's nothing actually yet saved or bookmarked on that area, but now it is available. So if I pick home, it'll take me back to the Google page for searches. Now, for those who may not be aware, I'm actually going to give a little bit of history here. It's going to show of Windows, how far back it goes. It does go back to 1981 itself. You will see the evolution of Windows itself, even from Wikipedia. The Windows has evolved throughout the years, starting off with Windows 3.x. 3.0 was the first one itself, as you can see, and is released in 1990. For those who are new, you may be aware of the evolution from when it started. Many millennials won't even know this unless they're educated on it. But back in the day, before we even had dial-up or it started to be introduced, we even used these disks over floppy disks. But the reason they're called floppies is because the original ones were actually larger, 5.4 inches in size. These are 3.5 or 3.5 inch disks themselves that was used back in the day. We actually had a slot to slide these into, and that was when then Windows could be installed with a handful of actual disks. Usually would come in a case or some to that nature, different era, different cost as well. Then the Windows in the 90s actually later came up with 95 and other versions. Dial-up was introduced by that point. Then a server with Windows NT came out. Later on, the popular Windows XP, which is all obsolete, no longer supported by Windows or by Microsoft. Vista came later. The former Windows 7 in the same era, basically in the early 2000s, was also the Windows Server 2008, which followed from the Windows 7. Windows 8 is another one, but this, in my opinion, was not the best. And 8.1 was a later version that came out. That came out actually in the second decade of this century. Lasted for about, as you can see, about nearly about 10 years or less, 9 years. And the pixelation was real limited on that. Windows 10, more recent, was then released out by the second decade in 2014. It was released actually in 2015. The most current one that we know about, which is Windows 11, just got released actually about 3 years ago, 2021. We also have a Windows 365. It was actually roughly the same thing that came out about 2021, same year. There is talk regarding, or communications regarding a new Microsoft Windows 12 or 13, as Microsoft keeps improving and taking in information from users or consumers like us. We both support it, utilize it, and work with it on a nearly daily basis. Now, the other idea is also because of mobility, meaning the smartphones and tablets, that the Androids and Apple systems also are upgrading and improving and changing throughout the years, as there's always going to be a new update for the systems. So, let me give you another actual operating systems themselves, as far as what you may not be aware of. This might be a bit slow, so forgive the actual lag on this. This kind of gives a bit of an idea of operating systems between users, the applications, the operating systems, and the hardware. Most area that I focus on a great deal more is on the applications and systems for the user. The hardware is also important because that is focused mostly on the circuitry of the computer, regards if it's a phone, tablet, laptop, tower, all-in-one computer. If you don't know what an all-in-one computer is, basically it is simply enough the idea of a monitor that has the computer inside of it, probably a disk drive for actual CDs or DVDs. A mouse connects to the monitor in the back. Some may be touchscreen based, and the keyboard nowadays can be wired or wireless. Even the mouse will be wired, but there are also variations of wireless mice. Speakers are embedded into an all-in-one, built into them. And with all of that in mind, it's more for convenience of space saving. Now, the newer computers themselves, which some people may not be aware of, which I'm going to show, to give you an idea of how they appear. These are microcomputers. A microcomputer's standard size is something like what Dell has here, or Lenovo, which I am using at home, a Lenovo computer. These are the more common types. There's even other variations, as you can see, to a point where they can fit in the palm of your hand practically. And they vary in pricing, as well as power, performance, and so forth. And the various vendors will have these available. It can be delivered to you, or you might be able to actually purchase them at a local store. Best Buy, Office Depot, Staples will actually carry these. The other thing I wanted to inform you about is differences in hardware. Now, the main system itself will consist of the computer itself, but what we call peripherals, which would be like the monitor, keyboard, and mouse, those are all peripherals. Peripheral is mostly for inputting information or outputting. The monitor is the output. Input would be the mouse and the keyboard. Another machine, which we're all pretty much familiar with, is going to be the printer. That's an output as well. It retrieves information from what we send out from a document or browser in order to actually print up a document of any type. Even using outside third-party softwares like Adobe Reader, you can print out documents too. You can print up an email on a browser. And even like the embedded program of Notepad, which will be included. You just go and start and type in. Those are a few letters, like for me, Note, without the E in there. And it will launch Notepad because it's already pre-installed. This is also a simplest writing application already included with Windows. You can type whatever you wish in there. The formatting won't be sophisticated because the fact you can modify the formatting limitly as far as wrapping the words, font sizes, and font partial coloring, in a manner of speaking, which you'll see that you can choose any font style themselves, font name, style, and the size. But this won't give you coloring and actual like adding pictures or anything. But for those who actually enjoy programming and coding, this is straightforward in that direction without color effect. There are other programs available, or applications you can retrieve that are free. Sublime is one. It works like Notepad, but has black screen and will show color effect as far as when you're using scripting or coding. Notepad is quite popular, well known, and as you can see from the list here, you got already a lot of actual other programs that are already pre-installed in Windows. Office is available. Initially, you'll be able to get it, pay for it, in order to get a license. The cloud of OneDrive is part of Microsoft. It is available as well. This snipping tool that maybe not many of you would be familiar with is for screen captures. Screen capturing is basically the simplest idea of capturing an image, be able to then either send to a colleague, family, friend of an image of what you're trying to show. As an example of that, if I click New, it will then look like it's actually hiding everything, but it's just allowing you with this cross you see, then capture with a red marquee around the image you want to capture. So you have to basically drag your mouse down to from top left corner to lower right corner, let go, and it will capture that image. And it will show in Snipping Tool that image itself. You see it has various features in order to mark it, possibly point if you want to, draw on it, even erase if you want. I'm not sure if it does have a pointer. There are other screen capture programs also, but you can highlight an area just by dragging the mouse over part of the image if you want. You can also erase it. And if you made a mistake, you can always do a new one itself. It'll do the same effect. And if you actually chose this by accident, you just exit out of there and you're back to your screen as you left it before. So I think with this amount of information, it should actually be enough for now. Again, subscribe and like the video. Post your comments below. And I will definitely record a new one on any other ideas that you wish to share with me, what you want to learn about from the Windows experience. A lot more sophistications as well as areas to explore with Windows itself. Hope you enjoyed the video though. Name's Joe Perez. Glad you came here to watch. And I hope you guys have a great day. See you in the next one.